Hey yo, young cholesterol. What's good? Aren't you supposed to be like in school right now? Or doing your homework? Just asking for a friend. Okay, let's get right into business. So last time we worked on the first track of the 3D production. Today we have the second track, which is a little bit more trimmed, but still has the same issue of being a 3D production, which now has to be turned into stereo. Can I? Why is there a tempo bar? Don't need that. So again, this is the current 3D mix. We're going to see what how it sounds like. There are going to be there are going to be balancing issues. I'm going to tell you that right now, because some of the reverb plugins are missing, which means they're going to be sent onto a bus. But because the bus is empty and there is no reverb on it, it's going to be like way louder. So let's listen to what it sounds like in this state right now.
Can't just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times, couldn't fully recognize my mistakes. Bold to claim I'm justified. I've been chasing lullabies, cold and fully paralyzed by disgrace. Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't say a word to a mother. Dear brother, can't get a time to recover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color, caught in this grueling cover. Can't just wait for another way. Part of yours will break away. If only thoughts and prayers could mend and heal. Far too late to see the truth. The lies have gone and taken roots. They've grown strong and slowly truth withers away. Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't say a word to a mother. Dear brother, can't get a time to recover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color, caught in this grueling cover.
So there are some more obvious issues here. We are missing a lot of reverb in this one as well. So we are going to have to recreate that, and let's start with changing our I/O settings and set up the so those are my very specific buses that I've set up. We are going to need actually we're going to need two new stereo paths. One is going to be the out stereo and out, and the other is going to be the reference, and we are going to map those to the analog output. The reason I have two of them is quite simple. So this one, this output bus is going to be I can choose a color, is going to be for my main mix, so I can put all my equalizers and compressors and whatever I want to do in regards to mastering on this one. And this one, this output, is going to be for my reference track, which I don't want to be, I don't want it to have, I want those limiters and whatever I put on here to have not any effect on my reference output, because that reference track is already mastered, right? Okay, now let's add the master fader, the stereo master. Where is it? And you can please go into the output stereo. Now let's also set up that the default bus, I wish that there was a way to reset all the default output buses, because right now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, multiple of them selected. I want to change that. Is there a way to reset that? Let's search Pro Tools, default output bus reset. Pro Tools, remove all buses from default output bus. All buses. Move to Dolby Atmos tab. Oh God. Okay, so let's try. Nope. Still too many. Pro Tools clear default output bus. Okay, I think this is a question that requires a little bit more in-depth, or maybe someone in chat knows how to do that. I don't think so, but let's ask someone who's very competent. La la la. Somehow. Bus in the IR settings setup. Output bus. Let's ask. Defaulting the because this is fuck. Okay, that's really now how I have to do. I have to do this manually, or maybe it's already set up that way because now I changed something. Okay, so let's. So the last time we did a little trick where we basically put where is the let's copy this one. What kind of setting is there? Oh, 0. Okay, interesting. Okay, where we are going to add the trim plugin, and then we're going to mute it. So basically what's going to happen is while I'm assigning more and more tracks to the new actual stereo output, everything is going to disappear slowly, one after another. So let's do that. Let's start here.
Our blood keeps the same ugly color, caught in this grueling cover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color, caught in this grueling.
Also, oh no, that was okay.
Our blood keeps the same ugly color, caught in this grueling.
Let's check you.
Heal.
The wobble synth. Okay, it's gone.
Far too.
Now, let's check the crash.
Dear brother, a heartbeat, dear brother.
No crash anymore. Okay, let's check the... I'm holding Alt. Okay. A drums bus. The drums bus is 7.1.2 bus, so we're going to have to replace that. A new path stereo drums bus in stereo. And then of course we're going to need an aux track. Stereo aux input. Drums bus. Now, drums bus stereo. Now I'm going to copy those settings, and luckily enough, Pro Tools is smart enough to understand that what I want to do is to have the stereo versions of those plugins there. And now, the only thing that I need to do is take all of those and send them to the new drums bus. So Shift Alt, drums bus stereo. Now if I...
Dear brother,
logically, I don't hear anything. Good. Now, the tom reverb. For that I might need my reference if I really want to rebuild it. New track, stereo, audio track, audio. Where did it go? Audio 1. Oh, beautiful. Or not. This is my binaural mix, and this doesn't go into the stereo but in the reference output. Let me grab it real quick. So the final binaural mix. Let's see if we can align that properly.
grown strong.
Oh, of course. It needs to be put here. Or rather here. Wait, what? 6? Yes. So the toms, where are they? The tom verb goes into the, doesn't go into the drumbus. Okay, interesting. In the stereo out. Fanned or folded, yes. Oh yes, I built like a gated reverb there.
Away, dear brother.
Okay, let's deal with that later. We've already folded the path. Now let's go continue with the Grand Casa. The gong. What the? Oh, because there's a reverb on it. Okay. Let's just 7772. So we can basically put all of those into the out stereo. Remove the objects from here. Put them in the old stereo.
Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer.
This is out stereo, okay. Fixed dropper. What are you? Ah, you're one of those. No object. Out stereo. You also out stereo.
Dear brother.
No object. Yes, change. I think this is the proper option. I have to choose no object to do the routing properly. Now those are interesting. Or not. Not really. Alt stereo. Get verb. What else do we have? Key, piano, verb. Key, piano, octave. Let's select all of them, put them into the stereo. Change. Yeah, we're going to have to go into the reverbs and replace them. So the main choir. Oh, I did some crazy shit with that. So each of the main choir voices in the original had its own dedicated reverb, and the reason I did that was to create a very specific effect, and the reverb was or is basically just a mono reverb. So basically what I wanted to do is let me draw this on. So basically you can imagine that the four voices, if you are here at the listener position. This is the top-down view. You would have 1, 2, 3, 4 voices, right? And if I would send them all into the same reverb, you would get like definitely a little bit more envelopment. So let's say color coding. So green are like the actual positions of the voices, right? And then in blue, this is what a normal reverb basically would do. It would like envelop everything, right? So this would be the field of reverb basically. If I would send them all into the same reverb, but I didn't want it. I actually wanted this, and this is what happens when you put the reverb into mono. So basically what you get is like this very narrow but very deep into the very back thing, and still have the voices separated still. Okay, that's basically what I did there. What else we have? Output stereo, output stereo. No output stereo. What else? Output stereo. Beautiful. The Vox sidechain. I'm wondering what the Vox sidechain is being used for. I don't quite remember it. So the vocal reverb is muted right now. Vocals chorus, vocals FX. No object. RS. And you can go here. You can go here. Left, right. Oh, yeah, phantom channels. Final choir hall, no object, yes. So the additional choir, no object, and no object, and stereo out. You also go into the stereo out, I know. Click. So the discrete buses I can delete. Delete. The LTC I can delete. The LFE I can delete. Basically And now I can go into the I/O and remove all those unused buses. Okay, so basically what should be happening right now, if I listen to the track, is I should be hearing nothing. So let's test it out. I can just jump into different parts. And I hear nothing. That's good. Let's check the ending. Okay. Now we can unmute our master and see what we have done and what we have to replace. Now I hear reverb, that's cool. I think the panorama of everything, those four voices, is now very bland because everything is in the middle. So let's pan it appropriately. Okay, so this one goes there. Hey Jackspace, how you doing? This one goes on the left, this one on the right, and this was in the back originally. So let's get rid of the reverb first. Oh, thank you very much. And now if I should rather spread it that way. So I would have so this voice is high. Those are the lowest voices. So what you would usually actually do is, if you have no starting point at all, start by putting the deeper voices more to the middle and the higher voices more outside. Because the deeper voices in the far left and the far right will be way harder to distinguish than the high voices. So how are you doing, Jackspace? And there's a little bit of reverb afterwards. So let's listen to the difference between I'm going to turn it up a little bit so you can hear the difference a little bit better. The difference between a fully stereo spread reverb and the mono one. So this is now at minus 6.9. Let me actually note this down before I forget. Text edit. Yes, so minus 6.9, and this one is at minus 15.4. I'm going to boost it a little bit. It's important to hear the results in a very close-up session, in a very close-up fashion for yourself, so that you know what is happening when you do stuff like that. So the reverb is coming from left and right side equally. Now I put them. So now you don't have the envelopment anymore, and this is what I wanted to do with this reverb. Still have the separation between the voices. 6.9 and 15.4. Maybe I have to boost the reverb. So 30, and this is 30. Full. Okay. Now, how is it in the original? Let me check real quick. Now, problem is the original is, of course, has a complete different. How is it with the main vocals?
Can't just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times. Couldn't fall.
Okay. Acceptable. We're going to stick with that for now. Now we obviously need to we should first get rid of the LFE, just to be safe that there is no additional, even though there is no bus anymore and it isn't routed, just to be safe. Let's get rid of everything that's sent to the LFE, or all the LFE sends. Anything else? Vox, verb, harmony, whole. Okay.
Can't just wait for another sign.
So the main vocals had like a gated reverb on it.
Just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times.
Like you can hear the reverb And then we can go into can I vox verb, vox verb, vox verb? Can I IO? Can I? You can change because it is in use, of course. So we are going to replace this with vox verb stereo. Verb stereo. Okay, now I'm going to need to create a new aux track, stereo. Vox verb stereo. Let's go. Vox verb stereo. And you are going into the vox verb stereo. You are going to the vox verb stereo. You. Anyone else? Yes, you. Vox verb stereo. Choir hole, choir hole, choir hole, choir hole. I hope I'm not missing anything. Let's check in the mix view. Choir hole, vox verb stereo, vox verb stereo. How many hole, vox verb stereo? Final choir hole. Those two definitely need replacement. Doubler. Okay. Now the vox verb stereo has been added. Let's add some reverb on it. Let's just put in our good friend Raum. Raum always works pretty good.
Can't just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times.
Really? Nah, Pro Tools, Noob Tools. What do you mean?
Can't just wait for.
That isn't what I have here.
Can't just wait for another sign.
It actually is. Holy shit. Have you ever worked with Pro Tools?
Can't just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times. Couldn't fully recognize my mistakes.
Interesting.
Bold to claim I'm justified. I've been chased.
Subscription is kind of crazy. Yeah, I completely agree. Like it is absolutely insane. Even considering that I tried to get perpetual licenses like 2 or 3 times, and there was some kind of issue down the line after a few years with the perpetual, right? like perpetual would imply that I can always use the software, right? And those hacks are Pro Tools. Yeah. It's Pro Tools. Learn how to buy or upgrade a Pro Tools perpetual license. Huh? Wait a second. Maybe I'm going to try that. Apparently there's an option to upgrade your perpetual license. I'm gonna see about that. When this subscription runs out, I'm gonna see if I can upgrade my perpetual license.
Can't just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times. Couldn't fully recognize my mistakes. Bold to claim I'm justified. I've been chasing lullabies. Cold and fully paralyzed by disgrace. Dear brother,
Wait.
paralyzed by disgrace.
So this Grand Casa here used to have a big reverb on it. Wait, no, it didn't. What? What do you mean?
By disgrace. Dear brother, a heartbeat.
At this point, just let people buy the software. Man, I wish.
Don't say a word to a mother.
I have the feeling that the piano...
Can't get a time to recover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color. Caught in this grueling cover.
This one needs new reverb. So Sphere Hall setup IO. Where is it? Sphere Hall, new path, stereo, Sphere Hall. Yeah, man, I totally agree with the just let people buy a perpetual license, because this subscription shit is like... I can completely understand to be like, from a software developer's perspective, to be like, okay, if we're going to do a if we are going to do regular updates up until a specific version for like 4 to 5 years and have those updates included in the perpetual license, okay. And after that, we don't make any more updates anymore and don't officially support or cannot completely support the software for newer OS systems or something like that. I can totally agree with that, and that'd be like, okay, every 5 years we have a big update, and for the big update you have to buy an update or something like that. That's like pretty normal standard practice, because as a developer you cannot develop a piece of software that is going to run on every OS back to Windows 95 or even earlier. You cannot guarantee that. It's just too much effort. No company could afford that. That would be absolutely insane. But subscription services for software like this, I completely disagree with. There is an exceptions. Let's say I'm a composer. Why? I mean, it's not a hypothetical. I'm a composer, but okay. Now this is something that I can get behind. The East-West cloud. So let's say I have my regular libraries, and then there is, for some reason, suddenly a production where I need, like, I don't know, way more orchestral stuff. Pro Tools is like Adobe. Yes, I agree. So I suddenly need like weird choirs and I don't know, whatever East West is offering me. But I suddenly need like very much of it. But like the production is going to run like 1 or 2 months. So I'm going to pay the subscription service for 1 or 2 months. And after that, I can just cancel it because I'm done with the project. I've delivered my files. I'm probably not going to open it again. I don't need the sample libraries anymore. This is a good idea. But Pro Tools? Nah, man. I don't know. Like, obviously, I mean, it's $20 per month. You have to afford it. But still, you have then at least a month. If you pay one for 1 month, you have access to their, what are they saying? 43,000 virtual instruments at once, and you can like pick and choose and be like, okay, I need strings and I need choirs and I need this and I need that and I need I don't know what. You can pick and choose whatever you need for that project, and when you're done with the project you can just say, okay, I don't need it anymore. And then when you have another big project like that 1.5 years later, why does it look like addictive keys? You can just do this again. However, it would be interesting to know about the licensing agreement. Like, for what can you use the cloud, like, actually? East-West Composer Cloud License Agreement. You are not obtaining on. Yeah, I mean, I know that. You are in fact purchasing a license, yes. You may release such compositions. Okay, good. Commercial releases. Regardless of how many, okay, you would never have to pay the producer of the sound samples any additional royalties or license fee because you already purchased a license to use the sound samples. That's cool. Splice has a nice system. Well, Splice is a provider of, more like electronic beat samples, stuff like that. Not like complete. You cannot use the sounds in isolation as part of, cannot use the sound to make another, yes. Gaming machine or toy. You must add substantial instrumentation to any loops. Loops are compositions. You cannot upload or download the sound samples and software to any database or server unless they're used in a musical composition created by you. Loops must be in a musical context. We release 2 other instruments that contribute significantly to the composition. The loop cannot be left exposed at any time in the composition. Submit your track for written improvement. Okay, please do not send audio MP3. Send us a link to your composition on your web server. Multi-sampled. The exception to this is multi-sampled. Okay, yeah. So if I go be like, I mean, this is obviously a piano sample library, and if I'm going to do a piano solo composition with it, the creator of the sample library cannot be like, but you only used one sample library, and this is ours. Yeah. Do I have to credit the use of sound samples? No. In most cases, this is not required, but always appreciated. You would credit any musician that played on your track, wouldn't you? Depends. No. Of course, you're crediting law and stuff. Well, this is basic copyright law, and this has been the thing. So this is one of the things that that also seeps into the whole gaming and pirating, and you don't own the software. So if buying is not owning, then pirating is not stealing. That's quoted by certain people. I do not condone that behavior, or this is not my words right now. Twitch and YouTube. I haven't said that. There are people that are saying that. But this copyright law and buying a license to something, that has been there for around 100 years at least. This isn't something new. You always bought a license to something. You never owned the music that you bought, for example, on a CD or even on a vinyl. You owned the physical medium and the right to, for example, listen to it in your own environment and to use the recording with that intent. But for example, even 50 years back, you couldn't be go into a public area People realized it was bad when gaming companies. Well, I understand why people got angry with gaming companies as well. I completely understand that. But the whole argument of if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Well, you never bought something to own in that regard with video games. That has never been the case. Or with other copyrighted media. Never has been the case. It hasn't even been the case with books. You can buy a physical copy of the book, but the ownership of the content of this book lies with the writer. And maybe the publisher, but that has been always the case. Oh dear, yes, copyright laws. What can I say? Let's. Where was I? I wanted to. Did I add reverb? Sphere hole stereo. Okay. Now. Let's try it this way. No insert, and then sphere. No input. Bus. Wait. Aux input. Sphere hole stereo. Anyways, how are you guys doing? What the fuck did I do?
Just can't get a time to recover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color.
That's nice to hear. What else do we have? This one also seemed to have a final synth reverb. A reverb. Final synth reverb. Final synth reverb stereo. Give me a new track. Final synth reverb stereo. Out. Give me a reverb. Oh, I think that was a little bit overkill. There we go. Now we can remove this. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, of course. It has to need this input. What? Okay, why doesn't it work? Pre. Did I do something wrong? Link? No. Pre? I cannot change the... I don't understand that.
Brother.
So this worked, but this one didn't. Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. That's why. Of course, it doesn't work that way. There we go. Interesting. Oh, that's unfortunate. This one also has to be cut. So we have a clear ending. So what else? Box verb. This can go away. Final choir hall. Very right-sided. Going to have to reconsider the panning on that one. But first I need the final choir. This can go. Nice. New path. Final choir hall stereo. New track. Aux input. Final choir hall stereo. Now minus 2.7 and a little bit of reverb. Bro is organized. I'm trying my best, man. Trying my best. Final choir hall stereo. I have no choice in this matter. Even the tiniest mistake at this point could cost me hours of work. Because that's something that happened last stream. completely lost in Pro Tools, you get used to it, and you more get used to it when. So if you work a lot with audio material, you will cherish the editing capabilities that Pro Tools have. Trust me on this one. This is in regards to audio editing, Pro Tools is the absolute killer. It's the complete opposite of what FL Studio, for example, does. I have never used FL Studio for audio editing, but from what I saw, the little bit that I saw, and from what I heard from other people who use FL Studio, audio editing in FL Studio is complete garbage. Literally unplayable. Okay, the last thing that we have is shaker double. I think I could just use the micro shift. What do you mean by audio editing? I mean, like, okay, for example, if you have like a lot of actual recorded instruments, if you only have like audio tracks with which you're working, if you have like a lot of takes done, stuff like that. I mostly see Pro Tools used for mixing. Yes, that too. Pro Tools is also very often used by mixing engineers. And so a lot of things just come down to workflow. So I'm going to give you an example which has nothing to do with Pro Tools but rather with equalizer. So where is... Can I open this one too? Yes, as well. Okay, so this right here is the standard equalizer in Pro Tools, and this is the FabFilter Pro Q. And I could compare like thousands of different EQ plugins. They basically work sound and programming wise. They are basically similar. They all use a very specific code. They all use very specific so-called bi-quad filters to do what they do. So technically, you can sample accurately recreate this EQ curve in this EQ as well. They are the same under the hood. What makes them different is how you use them, how easy you can use them, how easy you can influence, for example, the curve. If you can add something like this, if you can add the dynamic, if you make the peak dynamic one of this one band, stuff like that. So the graphics, user interface, and how the user can interact with it, that's the difference between EQs, not how they sound. Because those two, they are the same thing. And you will basically find the same algorithm is running on like 99% of EQ plugins, digital mixing desks, etc. They are the same under the hood. What makes them different is how you can use them and how you can work with them, how easily you can place additional bands, how easily you can manipulate and shape the sound that you want to have. Little tools like, okay, I want this band to be quickly only for the mid thing. You cannot do that here. You are limited in the amount of bands that you have. You are limited with what kind of filters you can use on the different bands. Like this one is a high shelf. You can make it a high bell. Where's the high cut, low cut? Oh, so you have to separately activate it. Okay. That's the difference between those two. And this is obviously a similar thing with the AWs. Like, of course, the AWs are a little bit more complex than that and have way more features. But under the hood, those are just they are just multi-band tape machines and a mixing desk in one software. That's what they basically are. What were the gray notes under the Pro Q3? Wait a second. Q. Oh, you mean those? Or basically you can be like, okay, if I have a very annoying frequency with which I can associate with a certain key, like for example, I have a bass player, and every time he plays the C3, I can basically click on here, and he's going to put the frequency of that band on this exact frequency. And for example, oh wait, so I can put it here, and then I can cut the note out. This is another thing that you can do. I can manipulate the exact harmonics. I can also manipulate the exact root notes. Basically, it just snaps to the frequency of the root note. But why are the notes grayer? I don't know. I don't know why they are gray like that. It might be that this is like the... oh, I know why. I can tell you why. So this is the C8. This is the highest note that you can play on the piano. And this is the lowest note that you can play on an actual piano. So this is the normal color is like the exact range of an actual piano. And everything above that is not playable on the piano. It might be playable on other instruments, but maybe it's helpful to know where those different keys are in relation to an instrument that you're playing. What else? We have yes, tom verb. Wait, have I finished Shaker? Yes, I finished Shaker.
From each other.
Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, that's nice. I never used this. Maybe you can remove it from view. Yes, you can remove it from view. You can also just show the frequencies. I don't know why it's set up that way. I haven't opened it that way. What's the MIDI learn? Now I'm curious. I'm curious to do something. Give me a second. Oh. Move a slider knob on you. Oh, okay, no. That's not what I thought it was. Okay, we have that. We need the tom verb. Let's add the tom verb. Now in stereo. New path. Stereo. Tom verb stereo. I'm in stereo. I'm in stereo. Da, 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 da. Whoa. Tom. Verb. What keyboard do I use? Right now I'm using did you go or are you in any kind of audio school? I went to audio school, yes. I have a master's in record engineering. What keyboard do I use? Right now the Z key 76 by CME. If it's going to load, that is this one. The reason is simple. I don't need many buttons. I also don't necessarily need, at least here, 88 keys. It is small enough, both from height and from width, to fit under my desk. So basically I built in like a shelf thing, so I can just roll out my keyboard and then it can disappear under the desk again. Like it isn't on the stand. The diploma is not only publicly but internationally recognized. Like this is from an actual university. There are multiple ones in Europe. The one that I went to is very hard unless you play you are probably have to be skilled at least 2 instruments to join, not to mention to have other skills. But of course there are like more entry level, let's call it that way, diplomas, but they also require a little bit of preparation in that regard. You only play piano, like well, so I actually also joined with only piano. If you don't play the piano, you still have to play piano in that course, but you can actually get through with only the piano. That works. But piano is a must, because basically what I had to do, for example, was score playing. So basically you get an orchestra score and there you go, you have to play it by sheet music. That's why you need a piano. But again, there are more simpler audio schools in that regard. I can only talk about Germany mostly. There's one in Berlin, but Berlin is a very high grade. There's one at Detmold, that's where I studied, that's also very high grade. There is the one in Düsseldorf, which is, let's say, medium difficulty. You have to have a little bit of musical knowledge. You have to play somewhat okay on an instrument. You have to have a little bit of ear training. Ear training is important. So, for example, if you cannot tell that if this is a major or minor chord, you're going to have problems. If you're not able to tell me what this interval is, you're going to have problems. And I don't mean like absolutely. You don't have to tell me those are... Oh, very good. It was a perfect fifth. You don't have to be like, okay, this is a D and an A, because the first note is or is given to you, because they don't want absolute. They don't want people with perfect pitch necessarily. You don't need to have perfect pitch, and all of those hearing exercises are actually designed around training your relative pitch. That's way more important. Actually, while I was studying, they had our ear training department sometimes did some nasty stuff. For example, they let me draw this one up. So melody training, right? You're going to get the first note that's written down in the melody. So it's going to be like this one, right? This is the first note that is written down, and you have to write down the following notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to write the all the other notes, and they can start on any note. It doesn't really matter, because you have to hear the movement from this to this position, this distance you have to hear. You don't have to hear that this is this exact note and this is this exact note. So what I sometimes did is, I mean, it says a D, but sometimes they would start the melody on a C. Then you would write it down as this, and then on a G. But you see, I'm writing it completely differently because I'm writing it relatively. So they don't care about perfect pitch. They don't care about the exact starting note, because they are going to provide it to you. What they care about is relative pitch. Like Samo, for example, said when I played this interval, he knows that's a perfect fifth. It doesn't really matter if it's starting on a D, or if it's starting on a C, or if it's starting on an E. It doesn't matter. It's a perfect fifth. That's what they want you to know. They don't want you to know that this is a D and an A perfectly. They want you to hear notes in relation to each other and how they relate to each other. Difference between major and minor. Probably just going to study engineering. Okay, let's finish the tom reverb. Tom reverb. What the fuck is that, by the way? Oh, okay, so I just doubled them a little bit. What's your job now, if you don't mind me asking, like what you can do? Well, you can go into different directions. It also a little bit depends on where you live and what kind of connections you made through the years. Like right now, I'm doing a lot of front of house engineering stuff and live sound reinforcement. That's what I'm doing right now. But I'm also looking for other opportunities as well. Doesn't mean that's the only thing that I do. Like, for example, what I'm doing right now. Tom verb stereo. Tom verb stereo. Tom verb stereo. Tom verb stereo. Also, I'm not, let's say, how do you say that? I'm not employed anywhere. I don't directly have a working contract with anyone. I'm a freelancer, which makes some things more easy and other things, of course, more difficult. Okay, nice. Reverb. I think it was like a short gated reverb. Nope, no worries, man. No worries. Appreciate asking the questions. Those are important questions. Let's see, who can we... Oh, maybe the little plate. I mean, that's definitely overkill. Let's listen to what we have, the original. Dear brother, dear brother, dear brother, dear brother, dear... Don't really hear a lot of reverb, actually. Okay, I think I've actually replaced everything. Yes, looks like it. Delete path. What else do we have? I think I wanted to check out the panning of the... Maybe they are a bit loud with reverb. Might be. Right now I just wanted to replace the original reverb. Wait. Window, mix. Where are we? And you wonder why it sounds strange. Or I wonder why it sounds strange. Yeah, I get it. Where is the pan left? Pan right? Pan, 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 pan. So this is the first one, and the second one. Oh, thank you very much. Ooh, you wander to the right. You wander to 70%. $71, and you are going to wander to the opposite one. Bam. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's going to spread like that. Okay, let's listen to what we have right now, and then maybe fix some other balancing issues that we hear on the way. Because right now we managed to replace all the reverbs and fix the bass structure and replace the reverbs. So now we should have everything. Wait, nope. One more thing. The vocoder choir.
Far too late.
The vocoder choir, yes. Should be a copy of the original choir. So let's see how the original choir is copied. Right, left, hard right, hard left, half right. So right, left, then I think it was 30. Come on, 30 and 30 and 30, 30. Where is it? Wait, where do you go? Oh, you go in the respective holes, okay. I understand. Okay. Now, I think we can listen to the whole track once. At least. And just enjoy it for the moment.
Can't just wait for another sign. I've been chased 1,000 times. Couldn't fully recognize my mistakes. Bold to claim I'm justified. I've been chasing lullabies, cold and fully paralyzed by disgrace. Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't say a word to a mother. Dear brother, can't get a time to recover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color. Can't just wait for another way.
Yes, I forgot something, but let's continue.
Can't just wait for another way. Part of yours will break away. If only thoughts and prayers could mend and heal. Far too late to see the truth. The lies have gone and taken roots. They've grown strong and slowly truth withers away. Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't say a word to a mother. Dear brother, can't get the time to recover. Our blood keeps the same ugly color, caught in this grueling cover.
Hard cut at the end. That's very important. I wanted to... I forgot one reverb, actually.
Can't just wait.
This one.
Part of dear brother.
I don't completely like the reverb on the toms. I think it needs to be a little bit shorter, and 0.5 is a little bit too unshort for that, so we go with the grounded 0.26. Let's see how this one sounds. Alt Shift. With a little bit more pre-delay. Yes, maybe this.
Dear brother.
Yes, you get this little additional punch and this little delay flam on the toms.
Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't.
Additionally, what I wanted to also fix was the harmonies. The harmonies aren't panned properly right now. Where are we? So, where's the chorus?
Dear brother, dear brother, dear brother, dear brother, dear brother, dear brother, years
punch too hard
away.
at the toms.
Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't say a word to a mother. Dear brother, can't get a time to recover. Our blood keeps the same. Dear brother, a heartbeat away from each other. The front line gets harsh in the summer. Don't say a word to a mother.
Other than that,
In cover. Same ugly color.
this one is always nice.
Caught in this grueling cover.
Maybe the harmonies are a little bit too loud at the end, but I think we made good progress today. Let's check who is streaming right now for a little bit of for a rate. Warp whistle, tuto guitar. What's tuto guitar doing? He's talking on the phone with someone. Pro New York City. Let's check this one out. I haven't seen Anthony Scott. Scoring 4 games. Wait a second. Let's rate Anthony Scott.